What is going on, everybody? This is 86 here, back with some more Diablo 4. I've just been playing this game still quite a bit. I've decided to play some other builds. Spiritborn is just a little bit too overpowered for me at the moment. Not really enjoying it in its current state. I don't like it when stuff is brokenly overpowered and you can kind of just, you don't even really have to theory craft or do anything. The build just kind of puts itself together and you can just zoom. It's just not fun. It's not appealing to me. So I am playing a druid. um I'll kind of go over the concept a little bit real fast before we get right into the gameplay. But the basic thing is you're using Grizzly Rage, and when you're in Grizzly Rage, your critical strikes will apply rabies. That is this aspect here. While Grizzly Rage is active, skills that critically strike apply rabies, and your poison damage is increased by 72%. So we just want to basically always be in Grizzly Rage and always be critically striking. I have seen another variant of this build using not Shred but Claw, the basic skill. But I'm kind of trying it around using the Waxing Gibbous with Shred and kind of buffing those two up. So pretty much what you do is you start your Grizzly Rage as soon as you get going. And you just pretty much spam Shred and use your what are the defensive skills, your roars or whatever, when they're off cooldown. And all you really have to do is spam Shred, and pretty much I never really seem to run out of resource, so I only really have to use Claw like very sparingly when I actually absolutely need resource. I'm trying out with the Waxing Gibbous because when you break stealth with an attack, you get guaranteed critically strike. So I'm trying that out. It seems to be working pretty well so far. Um, I think I'm going to be using that in the time being just to get the guaranteed critical strikes. Still like working out a lot of things with this build. I don't really know what the best tempers are. If it's better to use the tempers for Grizzly Rage just to increase its availability, because when Grizzly Rage is down, your damage is severely dampened. Um, or if it's better to use like the rabies duration. I don't know if the rabies duration really increases his damage or how that really works. I kind of tried looking it up, but I don't really see much information about that. If anybody knows, just maybe let me know in the comments. But yeah, this build is pretty cool so far. It's just something for me to work on. I've been kind of like piecing it together slowly, kind of figuring out some pieces. Like I said, there was one build like this using online, but it was using Shred, and I don't really want to use a basic skill. So I'm trying it out with Claw. I'm just pumping up Claw and Rabies as much as possible and focusing on critical strikes. Critical strike damage, unfortunately, will not affect Rabies as far as I know, though. So you have to, I don't think Rabies can crit. So you have to focus on damage over time, or just general multipliers for your damage in some other way, shape, or form. Um, so I don't think this build will ever be up to the point of Spiritborn, S plus tier, where you look in their direction and everything fucking blows up. But it is fun. It is cool. I like the theory crafting aspect, trying to figure out the build myself instead of just throwing on, this aspect, this aspect, this aspect, and you do 100 billion times more damage. I'm sorry, but Spiritborn is broken. They need to fix that shit. It's fucking stupid. The balance is completely out of whack in the game because of it. And them not doing anything about it is severely hurting the game more than they know. They need to get off their asses and do something. Lately, their response to feedback of the game and how long it's taken them to roll out patches and balance fixes is honestly kind of ridiculous. These Diablo 4 developers really need to step their shit up, because I don't think they understand what they have coming down the drain pipe with Path of Exile 2. If this game is not in a much better shape when Path of Exile 2 comes out, um, it will die. I really think it will. So they really need to step their shit up. They've been really lazy, I feel like, since this expansion is launched. I feel like they should be doing a lot more updates and balance changes, and they really shouldn't have released this season without the the ladder aspect with a higher ladder count, especially with spiritborn just being able to push 150 like it. I don't know. They need to do a lot more for this game than what they are. I'm sorry, they really do. This is a live service game. It needs to be updated like bi-weekly. I feel like, I mean, they've got to do more. But anyways, that was my little rant about the season and the balance. It's just frustrating, and I kind of get tired of them. I hate it that Diablo Immortal gets more updates and more balance fixes and more events and everything than this game does. I just, to me, it just, I don't get Blizzard sometimes. But anyways, I'm gonna keep just playing this build. I'm really gonna just try to figure out things as best as I can and min max it. I'll go over the gear. I just kind of wanted to showcase the gameplay itself here, and as you can see, I really don't have to do anything except for use shred, and it just procs the rabies when I crit. And I'm getting a lot more crits because every time I break stealth with um, shred or an attack with the waxing gibbous, I have an automatic crit chance for like about 2 seconds. My waxing gibbous is kind of shit. I need to get a better one because the chance to crit time is like 1 point something seconds. It's not very good. I could definitely, you can have up to 4 seconds, so it's not the greatest. So this is my gear, waxing gibbous. It is ancestral. It's only a 1 greater affix ancestral, so it's not the greatest. This probably, I don't know if this is going to be the final in-game weapon. I'll show you what I had previously, which will probably go back to at some point and do some overall damage tests. But I think a one-handed axe would be best because you get the damage over time implicit, and of course you don't want damage over time. You want to get probably not critical strike damage. You probably just want general damage over time. I have to figure out what exactly is all going to be best there. What else? You just want to get max levels on shred and rabies is really good. I still need to get this stuff figured out. This is all work in progress. If anybody has any tips or comments or anything that you think would work better or anything like that, just leave it in the comments. You know, anything is greatly appreciated and kind of help or suggestions. So of course this is the main aspect, which is the aspect of the rabid bear. When Grizzly Rage is active, skills that critically strike apply rabies, and your poison damage is increased by 72%. Very strong, very important to the build. You pretty much need it for this build to function. This one is also extremely important. This is aspect of the rampaging werebeast. The duration of Grizzly Rage is increased by 8 seconds. In addition, critical strikes with Grizzly Rage's act increase your I can't talk right now. Critical strike damage by 10% for the duration up to a maximum of 200%. Grizzly Rage is now a werewolf skill. This one is actually really important too. You can't do this build really without it either. I mean, you could in maybe werebear form. That could be something I try out sometime too, because you could do this in werebear, I think. Something to check out maybe. So change you into dire wolf. You get movement speed, spirit cost. After this one's pretty important to, I mean, if you're gonna use shred just to pretty much keep full spirit. Werewolf skills do 51 times damage. I mean, that multiplier is nice, and you gain 20 spirit when you kill an enemy, so that's good. Keep your spirit up. This one's just a nice defensive one. Of course, we'll probably have a mythic here at some point, but I've been pretty shitty with my mythic drops lately, so this is what we got here. It is just damage reduction while in werewolf form. Mad Wolf's Glee, I feel like is pretty important. You get a lot of levels to werewolf skills. Plus all the other stats are kind of nice. What else? This one can probably maybe be changed. This one's not really necessary. I might look into something else for this slot or test some other things out. And this one is not really necessary either because you're not actually casting rabies yourself. So you could easily supplement something else here as well. These are all things that I'm testing out and gonna try and see what maybe fits best there. This is just what I'm currently running. And Paragon board, I'll just go over the basic. Fuck, I don't even know what these boards are called. Um, this is just a star board, and the glyph I have in there is Bane. The second board, I don't know what this board is called. What is it called? Heightened Malice, I guess, with legendary node Heightened Malice. And the glyph in this one is Werewolf. This board is Inner Beast. And Tracker is the glyph in this one. This one is Lust for Carnage. And that's got the Headhunter glyph. And this one is Ancestral Guidance. And this one has Undaunted glyph. So I'm just going to keep trying out this build, testing out different things and seeing how it works. Overall, it's been pretty fun though. And I'm just kind of want to push it and see how far it goes. It just feels nice to play something that's not broken and extremely overpowered and actually theory craft and figure things out. So be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you guys have any suggestions for the build, or you think anything could be changed or would work better, let me know in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.